In a quiet village nestled between green hills and sacred rivers, there lived a woman like no other. Her name was Naima. She was a vision, tall, graceful, with skin like smooth cocoa and emerald eyes that seemed to hold the secrets of the world. But Naima was also a mystery. She lived alone, in a small, thatched hut near the edge of the forbidden forest. The villagers whispered behind her back, "She's too beautiful to be normal. She came from nowhere, like a spirit. I've seen her disappear into the forest and return with no footprints." Naima never spoke of her past. Never stayed in the same part of the village for long. But even in her silence, she had a powerful presence. And no one dared question her directly. Until the day a stranger rode into town. His name was Keto. A traveler from the southern lands, strong and calm, with eyes full of curiosity. He came to the village in search of peace, a new home after years of wandering. When he saw Naima walking through the market, time seemed to pause. Their eyes met, just for a moment. But it was enough. He asked about her. Villagers warned him, "Stay away. She's cursed." But Keto was not afraid of whispers. And so, one evening, beneath the great baobab tree, he approached her. "Naima," he said gently, "I don't know your story. But I'd like to know you." And for the first time in years, she smiled. They began to meet in secret by the river under the moon. Naima listened as Keto told stories of faraway lands, his dreams, his regrets. She laughed, a sound so rare, it startled even the birds. But each night, as they parted, her smile faded. Her eyes grew distant. One night, under the stars, Keto took her hand. "I want to marry you," he whispered. Naima pulled away. "No, you don't know what I am." "I know what I feel," he said. Tears welled in her eyes. "Then you're in danger." But he simply replied, "Even if I am, I choose you." The village had never seen such a wedding. Colorful fabric swayed in the wind. Children danced. The scent of roasted meat filled the air. Naima, dressed in white and gold, walked beside Keto with grace. But her eyes carried a storm. She knew what the night would bring. As the sun set, Keto took her hand. "You are mine," he whispered lovingly. She nodded silently, and the drums faded into the night. In the dim light of their wedding hut, Keto watched his bride sit quietly, trembling. "What's wrong, love?" he asked. Naima looked at him with sorrow. "You said you'd stay, no matter what." He nodded. Then she stood, and her body began to change. Her skin shimmered. Her legs melted into a long, golden tail. Scales replaced skin. Her eyes turned yellow, slitted. Keto stumbled backward, heart pounding. "Naima," she hissed through tears. "This is my curse. This is who I am." As the first rays of sunlight pierced through the misty canopy, Keto raced through the village paths, his breath ragged, heart pounding with a mix of fear and desperation. He didn't stop until he reached the small mud hut at the edge of the village, the dwelling of Mama Rehema, the elder known for her wisdom and connection to the old ways. He burst through the beaded curtain, dropping to his knees before her. "Please, Mama Rehema, help me," he gasped. She turned into a serpent before my eyes. The old woman, wrapped in layers of faded curtain cloth, didn't flinch. Her milky eyes blinked slowly as if she'd seen it all before. "I feared this day would come," she said softly, reaching for her gourd of herbal tea. The blood of the serpent flows strong in her veins. Keto's brows furrowed. "What do you mean? What is she?" "She is part of the serpent bloodline," Mama Rehema replied, her voice grave and steady. "A curse passed down through the matrilineal line, born of betrayal, sealed by fire and vengeance. Long ago, a woman of great power defied the spirit Nzoka, and in her wrath, Nzoka bound her descendants to the serpent form, to suffer love and loneliness in equal measure. Is there no way to break it?" Keto pleaded, his voice cracking with emotion. "I don't care what she is, I love her." The old woman's eyes sparkled just slightly at his words. "Love, that may be the key. But breaking the curse will not be easy. Keto leaned in. Tell me what to do. I'll do anything. You must journey to the forest of whispers, Mama Rehema said, her tone turning serious. Find the spirit Nzoka. She is older than the rivers and crueler than the sun at noon. But she listens, sometimes. Keto nodded, already rising to his feet. I'll find her. Wait, Mama Rehema said, handing him a carved wooden talisman. This will protect you from her illusions. The forest will try to turn you back. You must not listen. Not to the voices. Not to the laughter. Not even if it sounds like her. Keto clutched the talisman, his resolve hardly. He had to find Nzoka. He had to bring her back. Even if it meant facing the oldest magic in the land. Soundscape fades out with wind blowing through trees, whispering faintly, almost like voices calling his name. Keto stepped beyond the last village path and into the shadows of the forbidden forest, a place mothers warned their children about, where even the bravest warriors feared to tread. The trees loomed like silent sentinels, their gnarled branches clawing at the sky. Sunlight dared not enter here, the air was thick, heavy with forgotten magic and mourning. Every step he took was met with voices, soft and slithering, whispers of doubt, of fear, of her. She's lost. She never loved you. Turn back before it's too late. But Keto pressed on, clutching Mama Rehema's talisman against his chest. It glowed faintly, keeping the illusions at bay. At the very heart of the forest, he found it, a tree unlike any other. Towering and twisted, it coiled around itself like a slumbering python. Its bark shimmered with ancient runes, and its roots pulsed like veins beneath the earth. Then he saw her. From the base of the tree emerged Nzoka, a colossal, glowing serpent with eyes like twin moons and scales that shimmered like oil on water. Her presence bent the air itself, ancient and divine. So, she hissed, voice echoing from everywhere and nowhere. You love the cursed one. I do, Keto said, standing tall despite the tremor in his knees. With everything I have. Nzoka's tongue flicked, testing his truth. Then prove it, she said, revealing a pendant, gleaming silver, shaped like a serpent's fang, radiating raw, old power. This is carved from the fang of the first serpent, the very one that began the bloodline. Place it upon her heart. Only then will her true form be revealed. Keto reached for the pendant, but Nzoka's voice turned cold and sharp. But know this, she warned. If your love is weak, if it is clouded by doubt, fear, or selfish desire, it will end her. The curse does not suffer liars or cowards. He stared at the fang, feeling its weight in his palm. Not just in gold, but in consequence. I will not fail her, he whispered. Nzoka studied him for a long moment, then slowly slithered back into the roots of the tree, vanishing like smoke. The forest went still. Keto turned, heart pounding, the pendant clutched tight in his fist. His journey was far from over. But now, he held the power to save her. Or destroy her forever. At twilight, the fang, Keto returned to the sacred tree, its ancient branches not just in gold, but in consequence. The air was thick with magic, not fail her, the kind that clung to your skin and hummed in your bones. Nzoka studied him for a long moment, then slowly slithered back into the roots of the tree, her vanishing like coiled in quiet sorrow, golden scales glinting in the dying light. Keto turned, heart pounding, though no longer human, shimmered with heartbreak. His journey was far closer, she whispered, her voice trembling like a breeze to save her. Or destroy the woman you married. That part of me, it's gone. You're more, Keto said, undeterred, his voice steady but soft. He stepped into the circle of fallen leaves, the earthworm beneath his feet. Slowly, reverently, he knelt beside her and drew the pendant from around his neck, the same one she had once gifted him, etched with the mark of their village ancestors. He placed it gently on her heart, its where the beat was faint but real. Not just in for a moment, but in consequence. I will not fail her, exploded through the forest, blinding and pure. Nzoka studied him for a long moment, the trees shuddered, then slowly slithered back soundless into the roots of the tree, and animals fled into the darkness. The forest went still. Screamed, part pain, Keto turned, heart pounding, of the pendant clutched tight in his fist. And then his journey was far from over. The forest held its breath. He held the power to save her. When the light faded, or destroy her forever, heart pounding. Narima lay still. Human once more. Tears streaked her face, but her eyes were her own, filled with love, memory, and a haunting depth no curse could steal. Keto reached for her hand, and this time she didn't pull away.